Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Soul Striker, and today I'm doing an updated tutorial on how to use BungeeCord. So this is the latest version, 1.11, 1.11, however you want to say it. So let's get right into it. One thing I forgot to mention was that even though BungeeCord is running 1.11, players from 1.8 through 1.11 can still connect to BungeeCord. And say your other servers, like say your hub server is running like 1.9 and your faction server is like 1.8 or something, you can use the plugin called Via Version, and that will allow access for those on like 1.8 through 1.11 to connect to like your hub server. But BungeeCord by itself allows those clients to connect already. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using hosting.pro to show you guys how to use BungeeCord. So with BungeeCord, you need 3 servers of a minimum. So you have your Bungee server, which runs Bungee, and that's it. There's nothing else that your server can do, this Bungee server. It just runs BungeeCord and that's it. So with BungeeCord, it connects other servers. So what you want to do is have 3 servers of a minimum, and this is what I mean by this. So you have your Bungee server, that's 1. You have your hub, that's 2. And then you have your other server that people connect from your hub to your other server, whether it be factions, kit PvP, survival, creative. By default, you need 3 servers. Unless you don't want a hub, then you can have a BungeeCord, and then people can automatically just connect to your factions or to your kit PvP if you don't want a hub. Most people have hubs because it just makes it like look better, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, to do this for hosting.pro, what you want to do, come to your BungeeCord. A link will be down in the description. Come over here to downloads, click the downloads, and go ahead, and after the page loads, go ahead and click the BungeeCord.jar. That is the latest BungeeCord. So go ahead and then just drag your BungeeCord drag the BungeeCord in here, and then let it load. Alright, so we have finished uploading the BungeeCord.jar, and then if we go back to our settings, and then let the settings load and everything. So if we come over here and then check the versions, as you see right here, it says uploaded on FTP. Go ahead and click your BungeeCord, save the changes, and after it's saved, has loaded. There we go, we have loaded it, and then go ahead and click start. So now it's running your BungeeCord.jar, and you don't really need your spigot anymore because it's only running BungeeCord, so you can go ahead and delete that. And if we come over here to console, we should have the BungeeCord all loaded up. So boom, there we go. So it has loaded up, and it's all good to go, no errors. Now let's go into the config and show you guys how to set up BungeeCord. Alright, so now we're on the FTP, and go ahead and refresh, and now we can see all the files that BungeeCord has loaded. So you got your server icon, picture, and then here are plugins. This plugins folder is only for BungeeCord plugins, so make sure you put only BungeeCord plugins in there, and then modules, you don't really need to look at that, but we want to go into our config.yml, so I'm going to go ahead and open that with Notepad++. And there we go. So here is what the config looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how all this works and explain to you guys what all this means. So by default, most of the stuff is already fine except for like the server stuff and a few other things. So what you want to do, this IP4, this is the first thing you're going to change. You're going to head and change that to true. I'll explain that in a little bit what this means. And then down over here are permission nodes. So by default, when a player joins, they will be able to access the they'll be able to access the /server command, and as well as the BungeeCord G list and all that stuff. So if you don't want them to have that permission, you can just delete it. But if you have a plugin, so I'm going to come up here. So this is called the Bungee Essentials, and make sure when you get a plugin is for BungeeCord only. So this is right here. This is for BungeeCord, and then I just click the commands and permissions over here. So if you have the players, if you want them to be able to message across each server, this is right here. This is the permission node, Essentials.message. So what you want to do, if you have a plugin like this, go ahead and add that to your default permission node. So this is for BungeeCord, and as you see right here, the default players will be able to BungeeCord message. And then for admin commands, if you want them to have like a mute, so you can do like gadmin mute. and go ahead and just add that permission node right there, and then then the admins will have that permission node. That just times out when if a player has a bad connection or whatever, and then log commands, and then online mode. If you want your BungeeCord to be online mode, definitely recommend it to be online mode. So this is the stuff that you need to change, so go ahead and just highlight over all this, go ahead and copy it, and make sure you backspace all the way to the very end, and you don't need that. So there we go. So we have 2 lobbies. So what we want to do is go ahead and change this. I'm going to change this to hub. So I'm going to call my hub server hub. You know, why not? So if we come over here back to our hub, so this is my hub. This is the IP that we have. So this is the IP for my hub. So go ahead and copy that, and then we're going to paste it in right here. So make sure it's the number IP for your hub server, and then you can change the MOTD if you want to. I'm just going to leave it the same. And then next we have our other server. So this is our survival server. Now we're going to copy this number IP over here, and then go ahead and back and copy this right here, and then we're going to change this to survival. So we're going to call that survival, and then restricted just means that players won't be able to connect to there. So I'm just going to leave those to false so players can be able to access the hub and survival server. So these are the listeners. So max number of players, you can have that to whatever. You can change it to like 100. So I'm just going to change it to 100, or you can leave it to -1 or 1, whatever you want. So priorities, so this is the lobby. So since we changed our lobby to be called hub, we want to change that to hub. So whatever your hub server is, we'll define the hub later on, but whatever your hub server that you want to be, make sure it is the same name as whatever you put up top. And then the host. So the host, as you see right here, the host IP is for the IP that the server is running BungeeCord. So as you see right here, this is my server that is running BungeeCord only. So you need to go ahead and copy that IP, and then post it and paste it where it says host. So go ahead, we just copied the BungeeCord IP that is running the server, and then go ahead and change that. So tab size, you can just leave it the same. It's 60, so there will be like 3 rows. And then if you want to force the default server, so we want players to automatically be connected to the hub, so I'm going to change that to true. And then bind local address just means that you're binding this hub IP to all the servers. So yeah, leave that to true. And then ping pass through, if you want the ping to be able to pass through all the servers, you can change that to true or false. It doesn't really matter. The global ping is where you like see their connection bar. That's what that means. And then MOTD, you can change it. So this is the MOTD that when players join your hub, this is what it will be, the MOTD of. So you can change that to whatever. So you can change it to like N7 and bold, and you can change it to high or something. I don't know. There are a bunch of BungeeCord plugins that you can change your MOTD, so if you want to or not. And then if you want query enabled, I just leave it default. It's whatever. And then forced host, you can change this if you want. By default, this doesn't even do anything, so you can do whatever with it if you want. And then you can have disabled commands. If you want disabled commands, put your disabled commands here. And then network compression threshold, by default this is 256, just leave it the same. It doesn't need to be changed at all. So now we have the group. So as you see right here, this MD_5, he is in the admin group, so he is like the developer of like Spigot and BungeeCord and all that stuff. So what you want to do, since it has the -admin, so what you want to do is go ahead and put your name in there. So you can do Soul Striker, and then if you want someone else to be in the admin group as well, so you can do let's see, Bob the Cow. He can be in the admin group as well. So those people will be in the admin group, therefore they will get the /alert command and like the Bungee mute and all that great stuff. So go ahead and change that to however you want to be in the admin group. And then stats, you don't need to change the stats at all. And then connection throttle, you don't really need to change this. You can change this to -1 for your other servers, which I will show you guys in a little bit. But that's pretty much all BungeeCord servers, so go ahead and save that. Alright, so now we have done that, so we're not quite finished yet. So what you want to do is go ahead to whatever servers that are connected. So you're going to go to your hub, and then there are several things that you need to change for each server that you're going to connect to the Bungee. So one of them is change your online mode to offline mode. This is so that players from Bungie can connect. And then what you want to do next is then go to your FTP access and then go ahead there, and then what you want to do is open your bucket.yml, and as you see right here on the connection throttle, you need to change this to -1. So go ahead and change that to -1. And then now we're going to go ahead to our spigot.yml, and then you're going to see right here BungeeCord, it sets defaults. Go ahead and change that to true. And then after you change that to true, after you change the settings, the offline mode, the bucket YML to the connection throttle to -1, go ahead and oh, we need to change the offline mode again. So go ahead and change that, and then save the settings. And then now we're going to head and restart the server. Alright, so we have restarted our hub server, and as you see right here, it is loaded perfectly fine. So if you scroll all the way up to the very top again, it says right here, if you get this warning that the server is in offline mode or is not secure, but that is totally fine because we changed it and we have enabled it to be used with BungeeCord. So if players do get this IP, this is why we changed that IP forward to true in the BungeeCord config, because if players do get this IP, they will not be able to connect. And I don't know if you guys know who Xturtle is, but he did a video ago. He got this IP that was like a Mineplex dev server. They did not change it in the bucket YML, like the connection throttle, and also in the spigot YML they did not change the BungeeCord to true, so that way someone was able to leak this IP and they were still able to connect. So that's what will happen if you do not change those settings. Someone will be able to connect like straight to your like hub without going through the BungeeCord. And if we try to do that, and this is the IP for the hub right here. So if we try to connect to like the straight to the hub, and then boom, we cannot connect because we have enabled it in the config, so that way players cannot connect straight to your hub server without going through your BungeeCord. So that's how to do that. So go back to your other server if you have another one. Go ahead and change your offline mode, and then I'm going to go ahead into FileZilla and change all this stuff again. So we went into the spigot YML, so go ahead and open the spigot YML. Make sure you change BungeeCord. So we go ahead, we don't need to update that yet, so we're going to head and change that to true. Go ahead and change that to true real quick. Go ahead and save that and make sure it's saved on here. Yes, we want to save it. Then go back to your bucket YML again, and we'll go ahead and change the connection throttle over here to -1, just like so. Go ahead and change that, save that bad boy in again, and then we'll go back up here and then restart your other server. Alright, so now we have reloaded both of our other servers, our hub and our survival server. So now what you want to do is give players the IP to your BungeeCord server, and when they do that, so this is the hub, as you see right here, we'll connect to the BungeeCord server and then we'll be routed to the hub. So if we do /server, as you see right here, we have the hub and survival. So if we click survival, we will be teleported to the other survival server. I see everything works great, and this is how to do that. So we have the /alert. This is from BungeeCord, since we gave ourselves the admin, so we can like alert. So connect to hub. So if we do that, as you see, the alert pops up, and then players can do the /server again, and then go ahead and click hub, and we'll be teleported back to the hub, which is pretty cool. So that's how all this works. Hope you guys understood. I tried to explain it as best I could. Hit that like button if you guys did enjoy and if it was helpful, and as I said, put any comments down below if you guys need help. I will be happy to help you guys out, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.